So what do we need to make the filter? We got the blue barrel, PVC pipe, end cap for the pipes, 2 elbows, one of them's recycled, one of them's new, stones, and I'll use the sand out of this filter here. So let's get to making. Alright, so while you're watching me make this in super speed, I am going to tell you more about water filtration. Alright, so the water filter I'm making, which I think I mentioned, is called a biosand water filter. And you'll see as we go more and more of how it's made and how it works. It's quite easy to make. But did you know some facts about dirty water and the state of the world right now? I have a piece of paper here with me. 1 out of 9 people do not have access to clean water, which is a huge amount of people in this world. 1 out of every 9. Millions and millions, hundreds and hundreds of millions of people with no clean water. 88% of diarrhea cases are caused by unclean water in the whole world. And actually 1 million people die every day due to diarrhea. So 1 million people dying daily, and 88% of that is unclean water. It's horrible. So I'm very passionate about training people in the biosand water filter, because the biosand water filter kills 99% of bacteria in water. It kills 80% of viruses in the water. Do I know the difference between a bacteria and a virus? Not really. And it improves, of course, the color and the taste of the water as it filters it. So the biosand water filter itself uses, well, mostly just sand, but the trick is in the sand, I guess the way it works, in the sand, mostly concentrated in the top, is a bio layer, which is good bacteria that eat up the bad bacteria. That's a very, very brief explanation of, I guess, how that works. My understanding is not massive, but increasing. So here's the barrel. Now here's the thing. It's appropriate technology that we're looking at. So it means technology that can be, appropriate to the people who need it. And most of the people building this water filter probably won't have an angle grinder, but they're probably more likely to have something like this. Let's do this. Yes, so if you think about it, this water filter, it takes a barrel, a couple pipes, a little bit of glue, some sand, which is everywhere, some rocks, also everywhere. And these blue barrels seem to be everywhere, but if they're not there, you can always use concrete. You can't use a steel barrel, but it doesn't have to be one of these blue barrels. It just has to be any plastic or concrete container tall enough to hold 60 centimeters tall of sand and some water above that. So it needs to be, I guess, 80 centimeters tall, about 1 meter tall. Anyway, so that's very accessible stuff anywhere in the world for very cheap, and it's not widely known, which is so sad, because this could help so many people, save millions of lives, if people just made this filter. Beautiful. So when I was cutting and it was going fast, it was exactly half a centimeter, but the part that I was finding it hard to get through was almost 2 centimeters thick. So now I know I've got to go a little bit higher and get the thin stuff. It'll be way quicker. Alright. I I have made this too long. It does not fit in the bottom. It's close, but not really that close. Okay, so to shorten it, I'm going to cut here and here, taking out this notch, and then glue these two parts together. And then I'll be left with a little section this big of plastic, and I'll cut that along this way and kind of, look at that. It's just giving it a little hug there. Yeah, that looks pretty solid. Fits beautifully. Oh, I just love getting it perfect on the first measurement. But not this time. I heard of a family in Nepal who's been using a biosand water filter for I think 10 years. The biosand water filter, once you've made it, if you take good care of it and know how to look after it, then like all it takes to clean it is new sand. And it will take, you know, probably a full day of work to wash all the sand and fill it back up again. That's a lot of sand and it all needs to be washed as best as possible. But then yeah, you have a filter that you can basically for free, with some effort, can just use perpetually without extra cost. So that is very good news to people who need it. I hope I'm not burnt. Praise the Lord that we got so much water storage. The site does have town supply. Here we go. But that's like, I don't know if that's less than a litre or 7 litres, but yeah, we've never had to use it. Because additionally to all that water storage I just pointed at, we've got as much over here. That's pretty cool. And what is my camera dirty? Glued this thing with a bunch of glue. Probably gonna sit here for 5 minutes at least. We're back. Got Hugh.
Hey guys.
You're just a silhouette at the moment. Silicone dried beautifully. The inside looks pretty sealed with the water safe seal. And we're gonna pull it up. Let's go. Beautiful, got the biggest stones in there. How are we looking?
About 7 centimeters deep in stones.
Perfect. Sand! For a big part of the sand, we got this old filter, which is out of action. Got to figure out how to get that over there. It's far too heavy to lift. Make you do all the hard work, Hugh. I'm helping. We have filled it up. It turned out to be about the perfect amount of sand, and God is good.
All the time.
That's peeling off. That is not good looking. That's fine, as long as it doesn't break off, so I won't pick at it, but shows I have not primed the surface well. Rookie move. Go. Beautiful. It took ages of just dripping through the sand, and then finally the water level emerged. I can just see the water tension like building up in this elbow. Oh, there it is.
Look at that.
Look at that flow. Wow. Would you like to pick out the brick?
Yeah, I'll pick a brick. This is a good brick.
Tell us your idea, Hugh.
So what we're going to do is we're basically just going to cut this in half, maybe a little bit less, and drill some holes through the bottom, and that will be our diffuser.
Diffuse! We could just use a drill, but the appropriate technology way. After it's settled, which it just had, we measure the water level from the sand to the top of the water, and then we want that to be about 5 centimeters. It was about 9.5, so we're adding more sand. Just do this slowly until we get close enough to that 5 centimeters. Alright, finished water filter first, official bucket. The distributor makes it flow nice and gently onto the sand, not disturbing the top, which is important. And then flows into the bottom of the barrel, up through the pipe, out, clean water. And we have to run this for 3 weeks to give time for the good bacteria to grow on top of the sand. So I'll put 1 bucket in every day for 3 weeks, and then by the end of the 3 weeks I will drink the water that's coming out the spout. That's it. Put a lid on it. Beautiful. It's been 1 week of the filter running now. I'll do my first taste test. It tastes a little bit like sand. Tastes a bit like sand. It does not taste good yet, but it needs to run, remember, for 3 weeks before I drink it, and it's been running for 1 week. So yeah, we're not looking too bad. Just did that for fun. So all up, it was a lot of fun. I learned a lot, and that's the whole point. I'm practicing to do it. I would call it a success, and a success with many lessons, which is a double success. Probably took me around 8 hours. Like I used already washed sand, probably would have been another 3 or 4 hours, including washing the sand. And yeah, I'm just really excited to take these to the nations. It'll be good. Alright, that's all for now.